Hey, welcome guys back to Meetings of Maverick. I'm your host Maverick, and right now we're going to be watching Shield Hero episode 12. Now, I know this episode has been a bit late. I did plan on delaying this because I was on a business trip. I got back, but then I figured the other series that I was doing on my channel had their finale episodes, right? So the final episodes of the season, while Shield Hero is still ongoing, and it will keep on going until the spring season. So I thought, why not just watch the two episodes back to back, episodes 12 and episodes 13, and that would be the best way to do it. I know that episode 12 is going to be, at least I think, it's going to be sort of like an ending of an arc, if you will, because it pretty much marks the end of the first core of Shield Hero, and the next episode should be the start of the second core, but still, what's done is done, right? So if any of you guys have been waiting for a long time, I apologize, but hey, better late than never, right? So let's quickly recap what happened last episode. I need to recap as well. So basically, it was Naofumi showing off how he's the boss and demonstrating his mastery of the Curse series, as well as the use of the Rage Shield and its derivatives, right? He was the only one who knew what was going on, the only one who really had a, well, okay, maybe not entirely him, but like 99% of the work was done on him in killing off the, I believe, Soul Eater, they call it. But now, their true boss of this wave has come down, and that is this hottie named Glass, right? And I was fanboying over her last episode due to the weapons that she used. I love characters that use fans as weapons, but in any case, I think what's more interesting is that since this is a humanoid creature with intelligence, maybe we can learn a little bit more about the situation with the waves and how they pertain to this world we're currently in. So what I'm expecting from this episode is an epic fight, in which, of course, Naofumi and company will win in the end, maybe deal with the aftermath of the wave, and set up for, I'm thinking, potentially a trip to another nation, since they got some things they gotta do, such as changing to a different profession, a level up, if you will, for Philo and Raphtalia. So that's what I'm predicting for this episode. Let's just see if that's true or not. So let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh boy. Let's see some more epic fight scenes. Since Glass uses fans, I'm expecting her to be more of an agility type character. Dexterity type character. Potentially a spellcaster. True battle. Opening? Yep. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip this as per usual, so I'll see you guys in a second. There we go. Oh, unknown enemy level. Dang. Oh. Alright, let's see what you guys can do. Why are you guys using the same attribute at the same time? Like, come on, RPG 101. If you don't know the capabilities of the enemy, use different attributes so you can try to find her weakness. You guys suck at being gamers. Nope. Alright. That was it? SP recovering. Just break out immediately. Ooh. Yeah, I want to see some melee combat. Ooh. Dang. Ooh. On herself? Yeah, on himself. Well, at least he's lasting a bit longer. Yeah, that's the only way. Considering that's what happened in the opening as well, I'm not surprised. But are you able to summon it just like that? Alright. Oh. Oh. She's even holding back. Dang. Whew. Dang. Well, he is the strongest shield. She's just here to have fun. Oh, this one again? You're probably gonna have to use something else. Is she just gonna, like, open the door? Oh, no. Wouldn't it be cool if she, like, pushed the door open? Failed? Alright. Oh, okay. I believe there was like 50 or something seconds soon. What is your victory condition now? Yeah, I kind of wonder, what is the victory condition for them? How do they win? If they have a time limit. Oh. Can this shield actually break? She's really just here to have fun. Bye. You know, it's a good thing that you didn't just, like, kill every single one of them right then and there. They were pretty damn lucky. Okay. So maybe their victory condition is if they can defeat the heroes. Soul Eater Shield. Skill sec. I'll look at that a little bit later. Alright, and there's also this entire thing with Melty and the Queen as well. So who's watching? Ah, the king. But you know, I kind of feel like the king should have been maybe reprimanded a little bit by Melty and the queen, right? Hmm. They should probably change, translate it into companions there, not party, but oh well. I bet that was satisfying for a lot of people. Who are you?
その功績を認めざるを得なくなりました。その中には盾の勇者様を快く思わない勢力も混じっております。善なるは表の顔、その裏は暗躍という。
The church?
今後はより一層慎重に行動された方が良いかと。でごじゃる。
メルティ、何をかな。
Hmm.
先ほど盾の勇者様とお話をされていたと伺いました。その話し合いが
Yep. She's like, Mommy's gonna be mad.
このまま盾の勇者とたもとを分かったままでは波に対抗できず、ひいては国の安寧を損ねることにもなります。どうかここは
I really want to know, like, what is the king's problem?
お前に怒ったのではない。
父上はなぜ
Yeah, good question. Is he being manipulated by mine?
それは奴とアジンドンをのさばらせたらまた家族を
Oh, okay.
口答えなど不敬ですよ。女王不在の今は王の意見が絶対。それは私たち王女であっても例外ではありません。姉上、父上は王なのです。あなたには理解できぬ言動もすべて国の行く末を憂いてのこと。
So yeah, in the end, it's still sort of the conflict between humans and demi-humans. And Shield Hero is on the side of the demi-humans.
ご忠告ありがとうございます。ですが、姉上には関係のないことです。
Yeah, you tell her. Aww. And flaunting her title as well. She's like, I'm the crown princess. What you gonna do about it? Oh, so working for Melty. Alright. Hmm.
スアッパーどうすんだ。
They gotta travel now, right?
龍谷の砂時計は使わせてもらえないだろう。シルトベルとかシルドフリーデンに行こうと思ってる。まあ、あんちゃんならいつか行くだろうと思ってたよ。おすすめはシルドフリーデンだ。
Hmm.
奴隷商にもシルドフリーデ
I
ン。
mean, come on, it has shield built into the name. You would think it has something to do with the shield hero.
一方のシルトベルトはアジン絶対主義の極端な国だからな。
Okay. So really, this world is not just dominated by human kingdoms.
一月はかかるが、鳥の嬢ちゃんならもっと早い。
Hmm.
必要なものは一式に作ろう。
So it's actually not a case of the demi-humans being oppressed everywhere, but more like just... You know, just regular fights between kingdoms, comprising of different races. No, so the trip's already starting? Alright.
あんちゃんへ。選別代わりにちょっとした道具を用意した。気に入ったら使って。
Raphaelia needs a new sword, right?
あんちゃんには盾につけるアクセサリーだ。盾のことを詳しく調べたり、まあいろいろできるやつ。
Analyze a shield?
嬢ちゃんには剣だ。
Yeah, new sword.
折れちまったやつと同じものを用意した。手に馴染んだものの方がいいだろう。もう一本嬢ちゃんに魔力剣。
Monos.
実体のない敵に効くぞ。
Okay. I thought she was gonna go double blades now.
鳥の嬢ちゃんが馬車を引けなくなった時のためのお助けアイテムだ。こいつをはめれば100人力。あん ちゃんでも馬車が引けるぜ。
旅はいい。誰にも縛られず自由だ。王族や勇者たちとも関わらなくて済む。
Melty?
ヒーロー。
直文様、わずかな間とはいえ、一緒に旅をした仲じゃないですか。ご主人様、メルちゃんいい子だよ。
Was she gonna say, I want to travel along?
盾の勇者様、オートに戻り、オルトクレイ王と再度面会していただきたいのです。
断る。
王に対する比例を詫びて和解してほしいのです。
断る。
勇者様の力は波を止めるために必要です。同時に王による援助がなければ勇者様だって。
援助？協力してやってるのはこっちだ。波を収めるまではな。
直文様、
こいつも王族だ。
なんでそうなのよ。あなたも父上も。勇者と王がいがみ合ってるなんて絶対にダメなの。メルちゃん、ミロちゃんもそう思うよね。ヤクタリアさんもそう思うでしょ。
切れ方は父親そ父上が母上に叱られる。
人の話はちゃんと聞きなさい。
Oh.
この感じ、あの時感じたのと同じだ。誰かが人を陥れる空気。
What in the... They dare assassinate the princess? Really? Really? Okay. I'll see you guys after the ending song. Alrighty, so that was episode 12 of Shield Hero. It pretty much went as I expected in regards to wave, to glass, to the aftermath, and to them traveling. One thing I definitely didn't expect though was an assassination on the crown princess, Melty. But now let's talk about that a little bit later. So first of all, the fight, right? To be honest, I feel like it was a little bit anticlimactic for me. I was actually expecting it to be a lot more epic, if you will. Like, I mean, sure, they showed some cool moves, but I guess I'm a little bit biased in this part because I was expecting them to really brawl it out within melee combat. The only real scene that I thought was cool was when Philo did those consecutive kicks onto glass and then she fended them off. But even that was like, you know, half a second, right? So that was like far too quick for me. I would have enjoyed much more of, you know, the kind of melee where maybe Philo and Raphtalia and maybe even Naofumi were trying to get a hit onto glass and then she's just dodging left and right and parrying and then showing off her skills, right? As it is, it seems more like she's focusing on using skills rather than on any kind of, you know, melee combat, right? So a little bit disappointing for me there, but yeah, it is what it is, right? And definitely the way that this episode is structured, it leads me to believe that they have their win condition as well. The side of the, should I really say monsters now? I mean, I'm sure they have their own agenda as well. I've been theorizing ever since I saw the character of class that they also have their own civilization, they have their own, you know, their own society, and they're invading because of, well, I don't know, maybe they just want to take over the land or whatnot. Maybe their own land is dying, something like that. That kind of story. But I definitely feel like they have their own win condition as well, and judging by the fact that that she's not just there on a rampage to kill everyone, maybe the win condition for them is just to defeat the hero, and that'd be enough for them to declare victory, right? Because you think about it, at the very last minute, right, she didn't fixate on anything else, she just wanted to defeat Naofumi. So I'm guessing that is what her win condition actually is. And so yeah, that was in that part, and with the aftermath of the fight, Naofumi got a new shield, the Soul Eater shield. I went back and looked at the abilities on that shield, and I guess there are two things to note there. One is that Naofumi gained a sort of like special ability called Soul Eat. So we know that his shield can absorb fragments from monsters, and that will level his shield up. Can it now eat souls? Question mark. And is that going to be actually significant in some sort of way? I don't know. Let's just keep that in the back of our mind, right? And also, he unlocked an ability called Second Shield. Now, some viewers have been telling me that when they're translating it, it's not really correct. It's not, you know, fast light. It's first light, representing the first level of this kind of, I guess, basic light magic. So with this unlocking Second Shield, I'm assuming that now Naofumi has access to the second tier of abilities within this world. So I guess hooray for him, and I guess we'll see it in action sometime soon. So that was the front half, right? The second half dealt more with the sort of the politics, as well as Naofumi and party and his company going to a new adventure, right? So first of all, the king. Now, sure, like that whole scene, the king was an asshole the whole time, right? So Naofumi basically just told him to stick it. I'm sure everybody, you know, was clapping, if not outwardly, then inside your mind at that scene, right? He was being an asshole, and he got told off. But at the same time, though, I feel like I can kind of see where this story is going. So the king is not being an asshole just for the sake of it, just for the sake of being a bad character, but he actually has his own reasons as well, right? So I've been theorizing throughout these episodes that probably it has to do with the conflict between humans and demi-humans, right? Although the perspective that I was going at was more like, okay, so this kingdom views demi-humans as subhuman, so it's basically just racial prejudice, they oppress them, so on and so forth. But now, judging from this new dialogue, I'm actually thinking that this is not that kind of case, right? It's more like that's only in this country, but within the context of the entire world, it's different races each fighting for power. So humans are just one race out of, I guess, all the different kinds of races that exist in this world, and they are not the dominant force as, you know, I was led to believe, right? I thought this was going to be a series where you know, it had racism and oppression and whatnot from the humans to the other races, but it looks like they are more equal in a kind of way. They just hate each other's guts because of racism, right? Because it was mentioned here that there's this other country called, I believe, Silvet, where they practice demi-human supremacy, right? So I'm assuming that in that country, the entire situation is reversed, and it's the demi-humans in charge, and they look down upon the humans, right? So sort of like the reverse of this current country that they are in. So, and also judging from the king's dialogue, he said he loses family, right? So I'm assuming that probably his prior family was killed by demi-humans, and so he's hated them ever since. And since Shield Hero apparently is on the side of demi-humans, that is why, by extension, the king hates Naofumi's guts, right? So he does have a prejudice, but at least in his eyes, it's justifiable, right? And of course, for us, you know, as much as we all like to punch the king in the face for being such a big asshole, if that is truly the case, then I guess he has his reasons as well. And we can only see from the future episodes how exactly this story is going to turn out. But my gut feeling is telling me that, this is a bigger issue than just personal prejudice or a case of racism or oppression within a country. So this is more like a worldwide issue in this context. So that is that. And of course, in Mine's case, like she doesn't have any redeeming qualities right now. I guess potentially in the future she could also have her own reasons as well, but right now what I'm seeing is pretty much just that she is jealous that she is not the crown princess, right? And I don't know, maybe there's some backstory there, but according to Melty, it's just a simple case of Mine always being this kind of biatch character who, is a little bit loose in the head and egotistic and so on and so forth, right? So, and I definitely wouldn't be surprised if she was actually the one who ordered the assassination or the setup against Melty and the Shield Hero. So, it's nothing new, right? These kinds of royal politics, vying for power. I feel like I've seen a bit more of this kind of situation in the East, especially in China, compared to, European monarchies. I'm not saying that they don't exist. Of course, killing people in order to gain power exists everywhere in the world. But in Europe's situation, I feel like it's a little bit different since the royal families are very complex due to them having royalty from all over the place, right? So it's less of a conflict between like brothers and sisters and whatnot, and more like between cousins, sort of like that kind of thing. In any case, so I would not be surprised at all if the entire reason that Mine is being this way is because she wants to be the crown princess and eventually the queen of this country, vying for power. So that's what I'm going to go for right now. And of course, this leads us into the very end, right? The assassination. Now, my theory right now is that it's Mine who ordered it. But of course, it could also have came from, I don't know, the church? Maybe? Like, how does the church play into all this? Probably there's another conspiracy there as well, but since we don't have any information, I'm just going to refrain from speculating on that part. But right now, my gut feeling is that the assassination was ordered by Mine to get rid of essentially two birds with one stone, right? Either set up she can set up the Shield Hero so she can get rid of him, and also kill off the Crown Princess so that she would be next in line. At least that is my theory for now. So, yeah, I think that about sums up episode 12, and since episode 13 has dropped as well, I think I can just cut this discussion a little bit short and just go see in the next episode what happens. Now, like, bold prediction right now, Melty is going to be the new party member of Naofumi. It kind of makes sense, right? Since it kind of makes sense and it doesn't make sense at the same time, but that's what I'm going with for now. So, on that note, I'll see you guys in the next episode of Shield Hero, probably right after this one. So stick around, don't go anywhere, and I'll see you guys next time.